This is Kyle Morka, Empire Franchise Group, franchisee with 2 men in a truck. Had a couple things I want to go over with you guys today. On our marketing strategy, which is a section of our Vision Traction Organizer, which you've seen in your offices, we have two areas called our move process and 3 uniques. And they tie in together quite well, so I'm going to kind of cover both of them. Our 3 uniques is something that I'm going to spend the rest of the year kind of digging a little bit deeper in to give you guys examples of what separates us from other moving companies in your area, and then also go over our move process. But to start with our 3 uniques, it's professional, experienced, and care. This is why people are calling us. We may have done other moves for somebody else, and that's how it gets referred to a friend. They call our office, they book a move, but these are the reasons why. And if we break it down, we've got professional, which is uniform, bonded, background check, drug screen, fully equipped, fully trained. Some of those things may not seem like a big deal to you, but those are the things that the customers remember when you're showing up on time in the truck's clean in the back, you're in a uniform, you've got all the equipment to take stuff apart, and you know exactly what you're doing. There's not a lot of talk or questions or things going on during the move. You really put the customer at ease right from the get-go. That's because you're professional. Experienced. We've got a lot of experience in moving. We've got, in most of those markets, we're typically the biggest mover in town. We do everything from home and commercial moves, local moves, long distance moves. You know, we started out as really the local mover in every area, and then as we build a reputation, we start to get the opportunity to do some of those bigger long distance moves. We fill a lot of our schedule with smaller internal moves. Sometimes those are commercial, sometimes those are residential moves. We have dedicated packing crews that know exactly how to pack up some fine china, silk plants, all those things that they really don't know how to do or haven't had a chance to learn how to do it. So we send in people that know what they're doing. And then we also have a service called for junk removal that we can come in before or after the move. Anything that's left over that didn't make it to the new place, we take care of that as well. The other area is care. Maybe things that people don't necessarily see that are tangible, but they're definitely things that they've experienced with us. If there's damage on a move, we're fully insured, so we have full valuation, whether it's a long distance move where they paid for additional insurance, or it's a local move where it's included in the hourly rate. We take care of anything that's damaged. We bring it back to the full value of what that item was. The padding and wrapping, maybe they don't notice it till the end of the move when nothing's damaged, but those are things that we're doing from the very beginning of the move to the end of the move. The disassembly and reassembly, those are all things that happen that just make the whole move experience go well, because that customer at the end of the move isn't spending all the time putting stuff together. They weren't stressing out before the move, taking it apart. We just kind of take care of all of it for them. And then we're community focused. We give back lots to the community, whether we're doing charity moves or we're helping out with different donations, picking stuff up, bringing it to different hospitals or shelters. It's all things that we do to give back to the community that help us be successful in that area. And then our guarantee. We are the only moving company in your town, I can guarantee it, that has a 10% off the move cost if we don't show up in that window. When we've talked to customers, we know that one of the big pain points is whether or not the movers are going to show up on moving day. So we guarantee that we're going to be there, and if we're not going to be there within that window, we're going to give them 10% off their move. But it's nice when you get to a certain size in a certain market, we're able to kind of shuffle some trucks around and make sure that we can get that taken care of for them. And like I said, what I'll do is I'll focus on these 3 uniques throughout the summer. We'll have some examples of different movers, what they're doing to really show those 3 uniques in action. Things that like being professional, experienced, and care. And those 3 uniques, because that separates us from the rest of the movers in the market, that ties into our move process. So once the customer has heard about how great of a job that we do, they start calling our office. This breaks down all the things that happen on move day, and it's important for everybody to understand how the move process works, because these are more or less expectations that we've set for the customer once they've set up that move. And so this is what they're expecting from us so that they can experience those 3 uniques. So it starts out with scheduling. There's no obligation estimates that we'll give the customer over the phone. We can do it in person. Like I said, we do it by phone, online, email. We do virtual estimates where they can walk us through with their phones. And like I said, we do local long distance moving. We do the packing services. All these things are what we do on the front end to schedule. After the scheduling, we get into the confirming part of the move, where we're calling a week to 2 days out in advance, making sure everything is ready to go. If the move has either gotten larger or smaller, if they need packing supplies, we're just kind of checking in with them to make sure that everything is ready to go before we get there. And if not, what can we do to help them in that move process? We also have our movers call on the way, just confirm people are stressed out on moving days, so the more that we can communicate with them as to what's going on, whether we're showing up early or we're a little bit behind schedule, even if we're in that window, but it's a later time spot at the end of the day, it's always nice to give them a heads up on, we're still on track, we're going to show up on time, and is there anything last minute that they need from us as far as boxes or packing supplies. After that, we have preparation. Preparation, we offer the packing services so we can come in ahead of time, get that taken care of either a day or two before. We can also do the junk service ahead of time. And then we've also got it in here where the moving team is doing a walkthrough ahead of time before we get started on the move. That's a really important part of the move. That's that first impression where we look like we know what we're doing, we do know what we're doing, and we're kind of building a plan of attack as to which rooms we're going to load up first, anything that the customer can do while we're loading the truck, if there's some last minute packing that they want to work on, just to kind of let them know that we're in charge, we know what we're doing, and just to step back and let us do all the heavy lifting. After that, we have the move out section, which is where all the magic happens, right? This is where we start to do all the moving. We're making sure we've got the clear pathways, we've disassembled furniture, everything's padded up, we've got the protection down, and we're off to the races, and we're starting to load up the truck. We're communicating with the other movers, letting them know what to bring on the truck so we don't fill up a driveway with a bunch of furniture. And we just look like we're the pros, we've got it under control. The customer also might get a move progress call by the manager that's on duty at the time just to check in to see how things are going. It's also a chance to see if there's some more equipment or pads that we need to bring out, any packing supplies, that kind of stuff. So we're checking in with them. And most importantly on that move out, the last step that we do is that final walkthrough with the customer at the existing house, that we've got everything that they need to have out of the house. We've made sure that there are no boxes left in a corner, that there's nothing that needs to be disassembled, taken with us, or set to the side. And that everybody's on the same page before we head over to the new house. And then at the move-in, at the new house, everybody's excited that they're at their new place. We've got the protection down. We're doing a walkthrough over there, finding out which room is which. We're putting down all the carpet protection, the door pads. It's their new house, so we want to make sure that everything's protected there as well. And then we're off and running. We're loading the new house up with all the furniture from the truck. We'll also make sure everything is unwrapped, put back together. We're doing a walkthrough to make sure that we haven't left anything behind, no trash, all the pads are back in the trucks, and we've got everything put together for them to enjoy the new house. Then as we present that bill at the very end, we're doing that final walkthrough, again, making sure everything's where it needs to be, that there's any last minute things that they want us to take care of, if there's any empty boxes to bring back to the office. We're going to do a post-move follow-up call from the office to make sure everything went well, and we're giving them the heads up that there's going to be a move experience survey that follows up in an email within a day or two to let them know that that's important to us as to how we get incentivized on the moves and how we're ranked within our franchise system, and it's important for them to fill that out. So that is our move process and our three uniques. That's kind of what separates us from everybody else in the business. Be proud of where you work and what you do, and how the thousands of moves that we do every month or year, most of them are coming from referrals. So people have experienced what makes us unique, and then they work their way through our move process. We follow all those steps and try to provide high level of service for everyone that calls, and we don't miss a step. And in the end, they tell their friends and they start calling us to move, and the flywheel just keeps on going. Thank you.